All right. Should we go?
All right.
I did it.
Yeah. Let's go. Is there brandy in that?
No, there isn't. It's just water this time.
Okay. Because one day we should do not full shots, but maybe like quarter shots.
Yeah.
Every time I say yeah, and then every time you say, all right.
We'll pour ourselves a really big glass of something like wine and then we have to take a sip every time.
Right. We do something that we normally do because you don't say all right throughout the whole thing.
No,
you
that's
usually
true.
say it off the top, but I say my yeahs all through the thing.
I do talk along. I do this. And I also drag out my words.
Okay. So we'll each watch for our things and drink a sip.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Ready?
All right.
All right. It's okay if I say it.
Okay.
Whether it makes you laugh, cry, scream, or fly, there's a song for every emotion. We're Mike and Priya, and we talk about the songs that make up the soundtrack to your life. Because life is in the lyrics. You're going to tell me I should have said my name first?
Yeah, I'm wondering, should we say, whoever's doing the introduction, should we say our name first?
I don't know.
What's the polite or etiquette for that? I should write in to help. I sexted my boss and ask them that question.
You should ask them that. Ask an etiquette expert. I feel like it's nicer to introduce the other person than you, just like you serve another person water or wine before you serve yourself.
Right. Okay. Yep. Yeah. All right. Hello, everyone. I'm Mike.
And I'm Priya, and you're listening to Life is in the Lyrics, where we chit-chat about how important music is in our lives.
And we would love to hear from you. Contact us by email at lifeisinthelyrics@gmail.com.
That's right.
Or slide into our DMs on Instagram at The Little Podcast. That's the LIITL Podcast.
That is correct.
On Instagram.
Yes, and you really love saying slide in there.
Slide into our DMs. Yeah, I know. I think it would be great if people were sliding into our DMs a little more.
Hey, I think it would be great if people were sliding into.
To the DMs on our Instagram.
Sure. That's what I mean. Into the DMs. Listen, so we have a very special episode today.
Jesus Christ.
And I thought that, I'll just say what the episode is. Okay. It's my birthday this week, so I thought it would be really fun to look at some of my favorite songs from my birth year. And then I thought, well, why don't we make it all about me this week? And instead of doing our normal...
It's all about you, Priya.
Instead of doing our normal banter, like how was your week and what did you do, anything fun, we could just talk about all the things you like about me, Mike.
Oh, my God.
And go.
Well, let's see. You're very humble.
Yes.
Yeah.
Don't forget intelligent. I'm so intelligent.
You're so intelligent. Yeah, I don't know about that. That's your take on you. That's not necessarily.
Right.
No, you are very. Yeah. Do you really want me to do this?
I do.
Do you?
I do.
Oh, my God.
When else can I force you into it?
Oh, come on. Don't I give you praise and glory all the time?
Yes, but I am a needy bitch, okay? Consider me a dry sponge right now and just like...
Are you dry sponge?
Oh, boy. Yeah, just drop some fluid on me, would you? Would you mind?
Okay, that will not be happening.
I'd
but
like
I will.
You to get me wet.
Oh, God.
Oh, my God.
My mom is going to listen to this, and she's going to be like,
I'm talking about a
what?
sponge that needs moisture. What are you thinking about, you dirty boy?
Okay, well, I apologize to any of our listeners, including my mother, when she hears this.
Right. We might as well say this is probably going to be the worst of the non-PC episodes because it's all about me. Okay. So I get to do whatever I want.
Oh, my God. There's going to be serious editing on this episode. I can see it now.
You're going to take all the fun out of it.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay, and go.
All right. So what do you want me to say? The things I like about you?
Yes.
Well, let's see. Well, no,
Wow.
I don't have to think that hard.
Okay.
You are a very caring person.
Okay.
You, not just with your friends, but with all things that are living.
Yeah.
I think it's probably part of your being a vegan, but also it's just your nature. You do love animals.
I do.
You do. And you're very caring with your friends. You do like that network and you like to be connected. Mm-hmm. Sometimes it's annoying because you're constantly texting me and I'm like, oh my God.
And it's worse now that we're doing this, right? Because we're constantly in conversation.
You text me a lot when I'm working and I feel the pressure to respond, but I'm like in the middle of a meeting or something and I have an Apple Watch. So it vibrates on my watch.
You could just put the conversation on mute.
Yeah, I should probably do that.
Because I only text at the moment so that I don't forget something. There's no way I can say, I got to remember to text Mike this later. That thought is gone the minute.
Yeah, I am pretty bad about that. There's sometimes when I'll look at a text and then like weeks later, I'm like, oh crap, I haven't responded to this.
That's how you used to be.
Yeah. So, you do like to have your friends around you, having a community. You're very social, and you like to host your friends and things like that,
Right.
which is really nice. You always have your barbecues in the summer and your holiday party in the winter. What else? You're very loyal. You're very loyal to your family, to your mother, for sure. And you have a lot of, you take on a lot of responsibility, and you're just very caring with your mom, and that's
this is really
that's a
nice. Why haven't I made people do this before?
Yeah, because you know why? Because when you have your birthday, you do these stupid roasts. I don't like roasts.
I know you don't.
You love them, but it's
I
like,
do.
so here you are saying, oh, this is really nice. When I do this more often?
Yeah.
Well, instead of having what's the opposite of a roast?
Like toast. A toast.
Oh, yeah, toast. Yeah.
But I usually do.
Oh, my God. I can't believe I didn't. What's the opposite of a roast? A toast. Yeah.
But I usually do give people, it's like you can roast or toast or sing a song. Usually I give people that option. But I do like the roast. I love
revel
them.
in the roast, though.
I know.
What is that about?
I don't know. I guess I don't take myself so seriously. So when people poke fun, and I have to say like 99% of the roasts that people do are all in good-natured fun. I can't think of anything that has actually insulted me.
Huh.
So
really?
I don't know.
I could think of a few things that you've
but
told
you never,
me.
Yes, but you never roast me.
I don't.
No.
No, I can't do that.
I know.
I think that's,
And yet you
There's
do
something
it on the
mean-spirited.
podcast sometimes, just,
It's
here and
true.
there. Little jabs,
Yeah.
but not when I'm inviting you openly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's also for somebody who appears to be very outgoing, and I think I am quite outgoing in lots of ways. I actually don't like being the center of attention.
Right, and right now you're kind of stealing with the attention right now.
Am I? Sorry.
We should be talking more about me.
Okay.
But yeah, you can finish your
Unlike
thought.
you, I'm not comfortable being the center of attention. How's that? See the way we woke you in there?
I do love it. But I hope in kind of a humble way. Like, I don't just go into places. I'm not the type who goes into a party and says, I'm here, and let everybody talk about me. But if it's my party,
Then
I
you
do like to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that makes sense. Because,
Yeah.
you especially when it's your birthday.
Yeah.
I have a theory about birthdays. My birthday, typically I take my birthday off if it doesn't fall on a weekend.
Right.
I will take that day off.
That's good.
My birthday. That's the
Yeah.
one day that I see as being like
Your day, do whatever you
my
want.
day to do whatever I want. And, of course, it's not like I'm going to rob a bank or anything like that. But, like,
Of course.
just make it about me.
Treating yourself, yes.
Yeah, treat myself.
That's right.
Yeah.
I wonder what I'm going to do to treat myself this year. Maybe I'll get like a massage or like a body wrap or something, Massages are great, but sometimes you go to the spas and they can do like a scrub and an exfoliation and wrap you up in a warm blanket and all that stuff. And just having like arms, like hands touching me all over. All over.
Would you be going to like a reputable spa, or will you be going to the back pages
They
of a
don't have
newspaper?
happy ending spas for girls. They just
What?
that doesn't exist.
Really?
No. Although a friend once told me that when she was on vacation in Cuba, she got a massage on the beach in one of those like little not tents, but like an outdoor cabana or whatever. And he did give her a happy ending. And at first she was like,
What?
What's happening here? And then she just thought, okay.
Really? Yes. Like he didn't ask or anything?
No.
He just slid into her DMs?
He did. I guess it was just kind of gradual. And she was like,
and then in, and then, oh, God.
I mean, it worked.
Wow.
How do you know that that's what it takes? I don't think there was any penetration. I think it was topical.
Oh.
Yeah. We don't need to get into this.
See, you can see that.
Mike
I'm
is
a gay
like,
man.
huh?
I have no idea how women get off.
idea.
Obviously.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'll maybe do something like that. Once I went to this Ayurvedic retreat, and
what?
it's Ayurvedic is a system of health. It's an ancient Indian system of health.
Ayurvedic?
Yeah, Ayurvedic. So it talks about diet and the makeup of your body, and anyways, it's a whole system. It's like homeopathy or something. I don't know all the details and stuff, and I don't care. But but I went to this spa. And I was getting a 4-hands massage. Okay?
Oh, so there were two people?
There were two people. Now, I'm usually...
One person with 4 arms.
Yes, it was a mutant with 4 arms. I'm usually totally okay being naked under the sheet. Mm-hmm. Because usually they just kind of cover the parts that they're
I've had
not
a massage,
working on, right?
I know. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so right. Okay, but in this one, no sheet.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
No sheet and 2 men.
Really?
And Indian men.
Don't say it with the tone.
Well,
Too
you know my feeling about that. I don't have good experience with Indian men, and I don't want them touching me. And also just how awkward and weird is that?
Okay, hold on a second. So what was this thing called?
It was just like a
Davari
forehand
or no.
Ayurvedic.
Ayurvedic.
Yes.
And so this is an Indian kind of ritualistic.
They use like scented oil, like not eucalyptus oil or something. They use
Right.
like infused oils,
Okay.
like and warm
So
oils.
so you went to an Indian, was this a spa or
It was a retreat. So my
retreat.
mom and I went, and
Okay.
we were staying there for a couple of nights.
and you were surprised that Indian men
well,
were
I was
present to provide the services?
Yes, because I mean it wasn't owned by Indian people. They were it was just a spa where they offered those kind of services, right? Like you when you go to a
How do you know it wasn't owned by Indian people?
like
Like
I
wouldn't
don't
that make sense?
it would make
It's a
sense.
bit
but
appropriate,
Haven't you gone to
taking
a
appropriation.
massage and they offer Thai massage or Swedish?
Yeah.
They're not necessarily owned by Thais and Swedes. Do you think it's like let's get somebody of every culture and
That's
have them
true.
invest in this spa?
But I think like if it's an event that's South Asian,
Right?
I would think that there would be.
How many sushi restaurants have you gone to that are owned by actual Japanese people?
I have
Very
no
few.
idea who owns the restaurants I go to.
They're usually Chinese or Korean. And
Okay.
usually the chefs are also Chinese or Korean. So
Okay. Anyways, sorry.
we're getting off track, and the track is Priya. So let's get back to talking about me. So yes, I wanted to. This is going to be my favorite episode ever.
Oh my God, I am barely going to make it through.
So I want to talk. I thought it would be fun to look at some of the top songs of the year. Although, please feel.
No, you didn't finish your story.
Oh, about the Ayurvedic men?
Yeah.
It was just incredibly uncomfortable because, like I said, I'm used to being covered by the sheet and just having like my legs sticking out or whatever.
Were you wearing underwear?
No, this is what I mean. I was completely naked underneath.
And these 2 Indian men were touching you.
It might have been one man and one woman, but definitely there was one man. And I just thought, even if it was 2 women, like to just have the sheet completely off was really weird. But it was because they would also then rinse you off with these, like a rain shower that was above you. So
I hope there was a woman there. That would be really weird.
That would be really
if there were
weird.
2 men
yes, it would be really
with
weird,
a
right?
woman
yeah.
in
Just
a
going at
secluded
her.
room.
Yeah, that sounds like a porno.
It does. That
Yes.
would be really inappropriate. I
Yes, it
think.
would be. So
Unless it was cleared before and it was like, oh, do you prefer
Right.
men or women? or
And
whatever.
often I will say I don't care if it's a man or woman doing the massage, but in this case it was 2, and I don't recall if they asked me, but there must have been a woman, but I do remember just feeling like I am completely
Exposed.
exposed, and trying to relax in that situation is very difficult, especially when you're flipped over onto your back.
Yeah. I love being naked for a massage.
I know, I love
And
it too.
I love I'm fine with the blanket being on or off.
Really?
I do like it on when it's just getting started and everything. And then
Yeah.
afterwards, I find it. I enjoy it.
Okay, what part of it do you enjoy? The
I
ending?
enjoy
The
it
ending
all.
the best?
I enjoy it all.
Okay,
I do.
very cryptic.
I always feel really good after a massage,
Me too.
except for that one. You must not have been that relaxed.
I was not relaxed at that one at all. I felt very uncomfortable, and I think I was probably more tense after the massage than I was
no.
before.
And what
It's
did your
just so
mom
weird.
do?
My mom just, I think, you know
Your
what? I
mom
don't
is
really
hilarious.
Can you imagine?
I cannot imagine your mom getting a massage.
Oh, well, she has had massages for sure.
Really?
Many times. But I can't remember that time. I can't remember if she did a,
I can imagine her like
Forehands.
just going into the hot tub and then
Right.
sitting,
Yeah.
having tea,
no,
going back to the hot tub.
she's had massages.
Wow.
Yeah, I just talked to her this morning. She's in Vietnam, not Taiwan, with my brother and his family. And she had a foot massage. And she was saying, oh, yeah, they do so good job. I thought, see, that's where I get the so good from.
Yeah, that must be.
It's inherited. I just realized that. That's where I get it
Really?
from.
You
I
just realized it
that.
now. So, yeah.
This is a revelation.
Yeah. Look at this.
Look at this. Look what's happening, guys. Also, you have not turned on the timer.
Ah, damn it.
Okay.
Okay.
So now, as we get into these top songs of, and I wasn't going to say my birth year, but you can all figure it out. And I think I already mentioned that I'm 53, whatever. My birth year was 1972. And so I went down the Google hole and looked up the top.
You don't remember the songs that
played when I was coming out screaming?
Did you come out screaming? Do you know?
I don't know. I should ask my mom.
Yeah.
Probably.
Was your dad present for your birth?
Also don't know. I've never asked that question.
Oh,
Have you?
I don't think I know whether my dad was there. I'm pretty sure he was there.
Right.
I'd like to believe he was there.
I'm not sure it was all too common back then. You know, like sometimes the men would just wait in the waiting room and then come in after the baby was born. God forbid they should have to suffer watching that experience, right? Those poor
I know my
souls.
mom had a very difficult birth with my brother.
Oh.
My older brother.
Okay.
Well, I only have one brother, and he was older.
Why? Because he had a big head?
My mom is very tiny,
Yes,
as you know.
she is.
And apparently she put a lot of weight on during the pregnancy.
Okay.
And so I think at one point during the labor, the doctors had told my dad, like, basically only one of them is going to survive.
Oh my God.
Yeah. And they used to use, I don't know if they still do, but they use forceps to help.
Yes, they do.
And so
still.
some of the baby pictures don't look great with the squished heads.
That's why babies have such massively weirdly shaped heads.
Really?
Because they often use forceps to pull them out.
Oh, do
and
they
they're
still?
so soft, too,
Yeah.
the heads, right? Like that's why you got to be so careful. That freaks me out about babies. That especially that soft spot that doesn't have the skull fully formed. I'm like, oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, back to you.
Back to me. Yes, always. I do want to just say that at any time during this episode, Mike, you are welcome if you think of any more nice things you want to say about me.
Oh, okay.
To just pop them in there.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Wow. Let me just put a pin on those things.
Yes. Okay, so I looked up the Billboard Top 100 songs of 1972, and there were some really good songs on that list.
Were you surprised at any of them that they actually came out the year you were born?
So many of them. Like all the ones that I picked out, I cannot believe that they are 53 years old. So let's start with one of them. This is a song I really, 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 really love.
Really?
Really? By an artist I really love. Actually, I only know 2 of his songs. Harry
Chapin. Oh, my God.
Do you know Harry Chapin?
Yes.
Do you know the his song Cat's
in
Cradle?
the cradle and the silver spoon. Little boy blue and the man on the moon. When you coming home and I don't know when, but we'll be together then.
Dad, you know we'll
that's got a really deep meaning, that song,
It does,
right?
because first it starts off, that was actually not the song that was this year, but his other song, Taxi, was from 1972. But I do love Cats in the Cradle because it starts off with this little kid who's asking his dad all the time, like, when are you going to be home, Dad? Can we play ball? Can we do this? And then eventually the tables turn.
Right.
And the dad realizes that he's lost all that time with his kid. And now his kid is grown up and doesn't need him. Mm-hmm. Really, really affecting. It actually makes me kind of emotional just thinking about it. But this song, Taxi, is another one. Do you know this one?
No, I don't know.
I'll sing a little bit of it. She was going to be an actress. I was going to learn to fly. She went off to find the footlights, and I went off to find the sky. No?
No.
It is another extremely... It's such a... He was a real storyteller.
Who is it?
Harry Chapin. And it might be Harry Chapin Carpenter. I don't know why. But,
yeah.
So this song is about a taxi driver who picks up an old flame. And so they realize as they're in the car that they know each other, that they used to be lovers back in the day. And they talk about he sings about what their dreams were. And as I just sung, she was going to be an actress and he was going to be a pilot. And she ends up becoming an actress, like she's this huge star. And his life has gone in a completely different direction. He's now a taxi driver. But he does say at the end of it, he's like, she went off to be an actress and something like, I did fly, but basically he just gets stoned. So his flying high is just him being stoned and picking up new fares. So it's a really, really sad
I have a funny story that's
song.
I have a funny story about running into
an old flame.
An old flame.
Yeah.
you want to hear it?
I do.
So we had some friends over for dinner. This was quite a few years ago. And, these were two friends. Actually, one was an ex of Dawn's.
Okay.
And that we're still friends with. The gays are like that. A lot of gays are still friends with their exes. And so him and his partner came over, and we'd seen them many times, like socialized with them. And it was just the four of us. And I remember it was a summer night, and Donna Summer had died that day.
Okay.
And we were sitting in the back. We had a barbecue, and we were drinking wine, and then we downloaded the Donna Summer greatest hits, and we were singing, dancing, whatever. And at one point, I went into the kitchen, and I was doing some like cleaning up, getting ready for the next course or something. And our other friend came in, and he's like, "Oh yeah, this is so nice," and da da da. And he's like, "This isn't weird for you, eh?" And I'm like, "No, it's not weird." And I'm like, "No, it's not weird because Dawn and." My husband, Don, and this guy, I knew that they had dated, and it was like no big deal,
Okay.
And he's like, no, not them, you and me. And I'm like, what?
You didn't remember?
I didn't remember. I couldn't believe it. I was so embarrassed.
But was it just a one-off?
It was.
Like a one-off?
It was. And actually, you were with me when he picked me up.
Where? When?
We went to the Gladstone.
Okay.
And he picked me up at the Gladstone. And then we went to another bar on Queen. And we did some
I remember that. Yes.
Bathroom. And then I brought him home. And we had an amazing night together.
Okay.
And then he was going somewhere. I think he was going to Winnipeg or something like that. I can't remember. Anyways, he was leaving.
Right.
And I thought that I never saw him again until this night.
Oh, my goodness.
So kind of like the Taxi song where...
Kind of.
Yeah.
But different because they had a meaningful relationship.
This was a very meaningful evening.
I have a story about, the Gladstone. We've
I know
been
there's
to the Gladstone so many times.
many stories that come from the
How
Gladstone.
Many?
So many.
And oftentimes one or both of us have been picked up there. Or maybe we've done the picking up. But I remember once, kind of a similar story to yours in a way, because I met this guy. I can't remember if you were with me. And then, yes, I took him home. And no, sorry, we went to his place.
Was he a ginger?
I don't think so. I think he was like Eastern European. Do they have gingers in Eastern Europe?
I think they probably do. Okay, go on. Because there's been quite a few.
There's been many times, I know. So then we went to his place, and it was the first time I had ever had relations high.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
And it was a revelation.
Oh, yeah?
It was like...
relation.
I have been with men who are like jackrabbits or jackhammers, but I felt like I was the jack.
Oh, my God. Okay.
It was... Oh, you're such a prude.
No,
God,
it's not that. No, it's just go on.
It was just so, it was like, it just heightened everything. It was like, oh my God, it was very visceral. I don't know. And it was quite the evening to remember. But again, the next day he was going off on a trip somewhere. And so I didn't know if...
I wonder if this is like...
Is this just a line people say?
Is that just a line and we're just cluing in? Now.
Let's have this amazing night, and I'll never have to see you again because I'm going away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. You know what? That's not the first time I've.
That does explain a lot of the one night stands. All of a sudden.
Yeah. Okay. That's not the only time I've.
Oh my God.
Oh my goodness. Anyways, he did slide into my Facebook DMs.
Oh.
Years later, and he was like, "Hey, I don't know if you remember me. We had this one great night, and then I had to go away. Whatever." I don't think we ever got back together again. But that's when I discovered the joys of being high and, having sexual encounters.
All right. Well, I'll have to keep that in mind if we ever go out and you're like, yeah, I just had a jelly or something like that. I'll be like, okay, well, she's just getting warmed up.
Yeah. There is another story I want to tell about being high, but maybe that's not for today, or maybe it'll be later. But there's a lot of songs that talk about being high in this year because it was, of course, like hippie,
right after the
central.
the 60s, and
right, and everything was about peace and love and anti-war sentiments and everything. It was like just
I would have been
free love.
In 72. I would have been 3.
Really?
No, I would have been 4.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't think you were that much older than me.
69. No, I would have been 3. I
Yes.
can't.
Oh
I'm not
my
very good at
God.
mouth.
Oh my-
Mouth.
at
math.
mouth?
At math. I haven't been
Are you
drinking.
not?
No, and I'm not.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, so I would have been 3. But it's funny because some of these songs that I'm seeing on your list, I totally, I can remember my mom singing these songs.
Yes.
Well, and some of
A
them
lot
are
of them
like,
are still you will still hear a lot of
Yeah.
these songs on the radio. So that was Taxi, and if you haven't listened to that song, I do highly recommend people listen to it. A lot of people tell stories in their songs, but he actually, it's like a short story. His songs are like short stories. It's just snippets of a day in the life of somebody, and it's really cool. He was amazing. The 2 songs I know of his were really, really amazing.
Yeah.
Okay, the next one I want to mention is Let's Stay Together by Al Green. Can you believe that is 53 years old?
Sing it.
You don't know that song?
I think I do.
Why,
Oh, yeah.
why do people break up
Yes.
and turn around and make up? Yeah. So
Yep.
this used to be my song with my ex, and we actually
Oh.
saw Al Green at Nolan's Jazz Fest.
Really?
Yeah, it was an amazing experience. He was just singing. It was like being at the amphitheater. It
Yeah.
was an outdoor venue, and people are just sitting on the lawn. And so he's on stage, and we actually got quite close to the stage. Mm-hmm. And so it was just, I remember the weather was amazing.
So he's still a happy memory.
Oh yeah, I have a lot of memories with him that are still happy memories, untainted by the end.
The end. Yeah,
But
that's good.
Yeah, this was beautiful. And then I remember, so we were sitting listening to this performer, Al Green, and then he's singing our song, and that's when it actually became our song. But on another stage behind us, Bruce Springsteen was playing.
What?
It was just,
Wow.
I would go back to Jazz Fest in a heartbeat
That's
because
amazing,
it's
yeah.
an incredible experience. There's just stuff all over, and then it's like being at a fair. There's all
Bruce
these
Springsteen
food
is
stalls.
jazz?
No,
Oh,
it's
so it's
not
just a
all
music
jazz. Yeah, it's just
festival.
a music fest. They still have, I guess, predominantly jazz, but other artists too. Anyways, I was surprised that song was 53 years old.
Wow, yeah,
Because
yeah.
it is, I would say that this generation is still kind of aware of that song. It's probably still played on the radio enough that they would
Oh, yeah.
recognize it if they hear it, right?
Well, it's probably a wedding song, too.
That too.
Right? Like it would be.
Yes.
Yeah.
But anyways, then we did turn around and break up.
And then turn around and make up.
And then turn around and break up again.
And yeah.
And then that was it. The
Oh,
end.
really?
What are you talking about?
Who's this one?
I'm talking about my ex-ex. Who are
Which
you talking
ex?
about? The long-term ex, the most recent ex.
Oh, okay. You broke up and then got back together again? And
No,
then
we
broke
didn't.
up
We didn't
again?
break up. No, I'm sorry.
Oh,
Sorry,
no,
we
no.
didn't break up.
You-
Who are you talking about that I broke up and made up again?
No, I didn't know
yeah.
if you did.
We don't know what we're talking about right now. Okay, let's
You
move
don't.
on.
Okay, what else have you got? What
Okay.
else?
Do you remember this song? I think you will remember this from, not from the song itself, but from the very, very famous ad campaign. I'd like to teach the world to sing.
Oh, yeah. That's Coca-Cola?
Yes.
Yeah.
So this song, but do you also remember it from Mad Men? Did you ever watch Mad Men?
No, I didn't. No.
Okay, so the very last episode, this is a spoiler, but if you haven't watched Mad Men by now,
Yeah.
it's not a spoiler. At the very last episode, in the very last episode of Mad Men, which is about an ad execs in the 1960s, Don Draper, who is the protagonist, kind of the anti-hero protagonist, ends up going to an ashram or something, because again, it was like the 60s, 70s, I guess 70s by this time. And so he's at this retreat, and it's all free love and let's do yoga and let's meditate and everything. And he comes up with this song and this ad campain. That's how they ended, which was really
interesting.
really so brilliant, because
Yeah.
he worked for the company that actually, they in the show they said that he worked for this real company, and that is the company that came up with this song. Let's sing a little bit of it, shall we? Do you remember it?
Yeah,
I'd like to teach the world to sing in perfect harmony, like us.
I'd like to buy the world a Coke and keep it company.
Coca-Cola. So
That's the song I sing.
It was written for Coca-Cola.
Oh, really?
But it became so popular that
That it
they
got released as
added a few more verses and released it as a song by the
interesting.
Hillside Singers.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. And if you have seen the ad, so this ad campaign has actually been used over and over throughout the years, as recently as 2015, I think.
Oh, wow, really?
Yes, and then they flipped the script, like the American Health Association or something flipped the script on it because it was promoting drinking pop and all the sugar in it. And so they were like, let's flip the tune. Way to wah, wah, wah on that.
It's okay, yeah, but it's okay. You can buy your 5-year-old semi-automatic shotgun at Walmart, but don't encourage them to drink sweet drinks.
No, that's bad for their health.
Okay.
I know, so messed up.
Oh, my God.
Hey, everyone. This is the end of part 1. Click over to part 2 and hear more off-key singing and find out what other songs Priya has on her birthday roster. See you at part 2.